Welcome back to the Sick Boys Podcast. Sitting down here with my boy Justin Wenzel. I'm your host, JD Denim. I'm a co-host across the way, looking buff, looking tan, looking good. I was telling my gal that sets up the studio here, Justin, I said, Justin always looks better than me. The lighting's always better. So I had her come in and use the professional cameras because usually I'm here by myself when I'm like, because we do it at like nighttime. So I just set it up myself with my old camera. And I'm like, Justin looks better than me. You got to make me look good.
Oh no, it's not even that. It's just us always trying to level each other up.
Always,
You
bro.
know,
I was going to tell you. So it's funny. I was thinking about this Sick Boys Podcast. And the genesis of that is we love punk rock music. Justin and I clicked right when we met. Obviously, Social Distortion is epic when it comes to punk rock music. And it's funny that, so my buddy that I hadn't talked to in years, man, I love him to death. One of those all high school buddies that you don't need to talk to that often, but when you do, it's just like, it's just, you jump right back in.
yeah.
And he's like, you going to the Social D concert? And I'm like, shoot, dude, when is it? So it's in October. I would imagine they always play at the, where do we go? The
House of Blues.
House of Blues. But so yeah, did their new album drop? Or is it dropping?
Not yet. They have.
Okay.
They just have that one song, "Born to Kill" out. It's fantastic.
Yo, it's Social D, bro. He's great.
Yeah,
can't even beat it.
No, but it's good. It's really good. It's super mature. It's super them, but like it's done really well. It's
what's crazy, Justin, is like you don't know the last of anything in life most of the times, right? But this is probably going to be the last Social D album, bro. He's had some health issues, and
really?
I would imagine he had cancer. I don't know if he beat it or what, but they stopped the tour because he had cancer. So I didn't even know that they had gone back on tour until my buddy hit me up. That's why I was like, oh, I didn't even know that they were playing. I thought he had cancer. So I don't know. I didn't look into it if he beat it or what, but yeah, that's what he kind of jumped ship. So I was kind of like, oh, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. Mike Ness, whoo, man, icon.
That's wild.
Icon. You know what I mean? So, But yeah, man, I'm excited to, Justin and I were talking off camera about, I think I'm going to fly up next week. Just seeing him and his soon to be bride, see Freddie. I haven't seen you guys in a while, and spend the night lift together, get some old school content like we used to. And then we'll sit together in his new studio. I'll check it out and we'll do a live one. So let's get a good topic on that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's do something interesting. Let's do something that's difficult to talk about. We'll think on that a little bit. But how's life, man? Talk to me, dude. You are a busy guy. I'm a busy guy. I can always tell by us not talking that much. That's good. We're out there and we're just chasing the dream, baby.
It's it's
great.
We touched on it a little bit last week. And like just like everything has become so much easier, right? And I think really, and I can actually speak for you on this because I get the feedback about you more than I think. Well, I'm sure you hear from about me too, but I get so much feedback about what the impact that you're creating in people's lives and stuff because obviously we have very similar audience, if not some of the same exact people that watch Sick Boys, and we're getting crazy feedback from Sick Boys. But we have done such a good job, and that's what I wanted this topic to be about today, was about personal brand, because everybody has one, whether they like it or not, and everybody can have one, and it's incredible what you can do with it. But you and me in particular, there's been the interesting situations of cats that are reaching out to me that I didn't even know followed me, that I didn't even know, that were like, dude, I've been following you for years, but like the stuff you're doing with JD,
that's right.
and I follow JD, or like people that didn't even know about Sick Boys but knew about me, and then knew about you and had no idea that you and I were friends.
Oh, right.
And then they start going down that rabbit hole. But the importance of it is, and there's a couple topics that I want to touch on, is first, trust, right? And trust is the biggest thing with personal brand. And the coolest thing about a personal brand is that you really hold the keys to your own castle. And you really are able to, assuming that you show up authentic yourself and you tell the truth, obviously, and all the other things, that you can establish some really good trust with folks. You have to be consistent, of course, but you can take it in a lot of different directions.
Dude, I don't think, Justin, I don't think that you're gonna ever anybody is ever gonna find any type of ultra success, whatever that is. I know it's subjective, but like just success, like where you've made it, you've done well without a very strong brand. Like who are you? Like when they see, you know, the JWX, they know you. When they see Warrior Maker, like it's branded. Like I can will speak for myself. I have spent so much time cultivating that methodically. It is so strategic, but the bottom of it, the truth is the truth. It's who I am. It's who we are. It's who everything that encapsulates me is the brand of Warrior Makers. It is God. It is family. It is integrity, honesty. And that was when Will and I sat down in the very beginning to think about, do we want to do, because I'm a mortgage guy, I'm a lead guy. That's just what I came from. But at the time, you know, I had started to cultivate, you know, following of people. Like if like people start saying steroids, I got a bunch of people jumping in and like, you know, fighting for me. It's rad, man. I got some loyal people and I love it. And that only comes with that authenticity you and I talk about so much. If you're full of shit, ain't no one gonna back you, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
if you're so if you don't if you they don't believe you or trust you, like whatever, dude. Like you're just another dude. So I think we're both pretty damn good at that. And that's kind of where our paths collided to a degree. Again, I say it's a law of attraction. It is. It's just the right people meet the right people at the right time when it's supposed to be.
So what you said a minute ago is that, like, to nowadays, to achieve any type of success in life, that you need some sort of personal brand, a resume, like something, right? And nowadays your personal brand is your resume. So check this out. A couple years back, I did a speaking event on this topic in Las Vegas. Okay. And and there was another speaker, I forget the dude's name, but he had a massive audience in the real estate world. I didn't know who he was. But I'm not in the real estate world. And he said to me, or he said on stage rather, that you guys don't realize this, but he went from real estate into doing personal branding and helping, real estate people build their personal brands. And he said, You have no idea how many guys that have already made it, that have $100 million businesses, 20, $50 million businesses,
Mhm.
that are literally scrambling because no one knows who they are. And because like their message has never been really put out there. They've made money, they built successful businesses, but they had no actual personal brand. And these guys, they can retire and their families, their kids are probably good. Yet they're realizing that, like, holy shit, like I'm missing this big piece of my entire ecosystem. And so for the regular guy, understanding that, like, like, dude, like, who am I, like, what do I what can I do, like, you don't realize that both of us, like, we weren't anybody, like, we were fucking drunks and drug addicts, like, what do you mean, like, none of this was possible without actually trying to do it.
Yeah. Well, it's also what I think a lot of people miss. Everybody these days wants to be an influencer. I don't really like that name, but it's an easy word and everybody kind of knows what it is. Most kids in their 20s, they want to be an influencer for whatever they want to influence. And for me and my journey and all this whole fiasco, it never was sought after. It just kind of happened. And once I started to learn and embrace it, you know, it's been it's been cool. It's been different. It's been at times what's real, what's not, and it's crazy that a lot of people just think that like guys like us just post videos. Just post a video. Just make a video and post it, right? There's no thought behind it. There's no strategy behind it. And that's so far from like you don't get it, dude. Like from the day one for me, and then I'd like to hear your opinion on this. And if it was the same, well, you know me, I am so freaking robotic. I am a fucking robot, dude. Like if I say I'm going to do it and I mean it, I will do it like a robot. Like I am in the beginning in the social media, I posted at the same time, 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock. 5 o'clock every freaking day. And if I was anywhere with anybody, hold on, and I would go into the restroom and post something. I posted, I was a freaking robot. I never strayed from it. I did it. The stories, I started kind of finding my own. In the stories, I told a story. Even to this day, it's changed a little bit because I'm not so driven on my posts, don't dictate the incomes as much as in the beginning. But my stories were so freaking methodical. They told a story. There was a theme of the day. If I wanted to honor my bride that day, all of the stories, my first three at least, honored my bride, connected to the first post of the day at 5 o'clock. They were connected. It set the algorithm. That was so strategically thought through. I can't say anybody taught it. I just learned it by learning it. I just learned it and it became my way of doing things. I don't know if that's how you set the algorithm. I'm not an algorithm guy. I
Hmm.
just did it what worked for me. I posted stuff that I would want to watch. All that said, it was so methodical, and to this day, everything that I do is methodical to a T. It is methodical, thought through, very thought through. Everything I post.
Yep. Yeah, it is. When I first started, that was how it was too, right? Tell the story, show up, like provide value, so on and so forth. Nowadays, it has changed a little bit.
You
Yes,
don't
it's
have
still
to as much,
well, yeah. Obviously,
which
like
is great. Which is
yeah,
great.
yeah. Yeah, I still post a lot. I still post 3, 4 times a day, sometimes more. My storyline, I've learned to create a little more impact in terms of call to action in my storyline. So unless I'm doing a Q&A, I don't really fill my storyline up that much or like I'm like doing something fun on the weekend or whatever. But it's more methodical to create leads basically. Um, I still use my main page as a client acquisition tool. Now I have another page with Christina, Legacy Labs, that is like us. Like it's just, I mean, you follow it. And it's just like our journey. It's like our story. And of course we have stuff to offer and whatnot. But ultimately it was more or less like here's what we do to look the way we look in our 40s, right? Like
Yeah.
that was really it. So now we were starting to build a strategy. We're not posting a ton because we don't have a ton of content yet. But it's we still start to get a very like strategic way of doing things. So if you're somebody who's just getting started, what I would tell you is like you probably want to hit on like three main elements, right? Like you want to hit on you got to play the game. Okay, so you got to hit on the viral stuff, right? You have to I call that top of funnel, right? You have to hit on that. So you have to do the short things, the clips that get all the attention, create the controversy, whatever it is.
Polarizing.
Yep. Then you got to have some sort of connection piece, right? So like your story, like what you do, your family, like your opinions on things, stuff like that. And then you have to have some sort of authority piece, meaning like, do you know what you're talking about? Do you get results? Do if you're trying to sell something, right? Like that's got to be there has to be some sort of social proof. There has to be some sort of authority there. And if you can kind of ping pong between those three, and you do it consistently long enough and you actually show up as your authentic self, you'd be surprised what you can do. Gary V, who's the most famous person when it comes to social media marketing, personal branding, and stuff like that, he says put it all out there because they're all connecting points, right? Like if you follow Gary V and if you've been following him for a long time, he loves the New York Jets. He has this like weird obsession with blueberries. He likes these like weird toys. Obviously, he started with his wine company at his dad's wine store. That like, you know what I mean? Like his whole story is out there. And if you've even followed him for 15 minutes, you know everything about him. Well, imagine how many people come in because he has such a huge audience, and they think it's funny that he's obsessed with blueberries, and maybe they like blueberries too, right? Imagine that every single New York Jets fan is a huge fan of Gary V to the point because he's got like 1 billion followers or whatever. Right? Like so it's like you have all these connecting pieces. I have so many followers who follow me because of my music taste. Right? Like, dude, I have some of my favorite bands, my favorite hardcore bands. The members follow me because of like the music I
That's
use and
so
like
me too,
the my
bro. It's been
style.
so weird, Justin. Like, bro, like my wife will tell you. So, I had multiple punk rock bands when I was younger, that like, dude, they were like my favorite bands. And then all of a sudden, the singer will be liking my posts and like commenting and stuff. And I'm like, what the hell is happening, dude? And then I'll
It's
hit him up on
crazy.
DM and I'm like, what's up, man? And then we start talking. I'm like, dude, what is happening right now? There's still those things are still surreal to the degree where it's not like anything of pomp. It's just like, this is freaking so freaking rad. I've watched these guys my whole life. Now he's liking my reel. It's just what
Yeah, and
happened.
it's just you being you.
It's just me,
And
man.
that's
He's like, I love your
cool.
stuff, man. I love your stuff. Like, I love all your content. I'm like, oh my God, this is bizarre.
Yeah. And
Good.
and 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 the thing is like, and with guys who are gonna know us, like we're just dorks, like we're just like regular dudes, like
To
we're
that,
not
baby.
we're not that cool, like we're not like we're not like Miami dudes, like fucking slick back hair, like I don't have any hair, you're on your way to losing yours, like we're not we're not we're not that fucking cool, and yet we have big audiences because why? We showed up consistently, we stayed ourselves, we provided value, we continuously educated, we continuously shared our thoughts and opinions, we created a lot, we created a life that people eventually wish or want to have, and it was something that we just stayed true to. So
It's
if you're
crazy
listening
too
to,
because it's possible for anybody. I mean, it's not easy, but it's not hard. I guess that's the easiest way to say that. But like, you do have to make. I mean, it can kind of contingent upon what you're selling and what where your brand is, blah blah. But like, I don't think you get there without a big piece of the authenticity of like who you truly are. So if you are a family man, you can't truly get there without showing pieces of your family, and that part is going to be weird for some people because I mean I get shit for my boys being on video. Some people love it, some people hate it, whatever. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. But you have to think through that, and if you're married you got to talk through that. Do you want to have your kids on the social media? And that's between you and your wife and all that stuff, because it is something that in my opinion I look at it to where long before I got into social media, the guys that intrigued me, a lot of they were financial guys, Bitcoin guys, and because I was in the mortgage world and that financial world, so that's what I watched. I'm always trying to educate myself, but there's always guys that that intrigue me differently. Like, this guy's kind of cool. I'm intrigued by him. I'm curious about him, and like, I always wanted to see behind the curtain. I got it. You're smart. You know finance. I got that part. I watch all your shit. What's behind? What's his wife look like? What's his kids look like? Where does he live? Like, what city? There's such an intrigue. And that's funny that we've talked about Mark numerous times, but when I went and started working for him, that was my opinion to him, and he didn't agree with it. I said, bro, you don't throw yourself out there. Like, you're great at what you do, but there's no you. Like, who are you? Like, put you out there. And he's done that more. I'm not gonna say I was part of it or not. I would hope, because he's done that more and he's seen me do that. And I think that he has a higher respect for me now. Um, but that's something that is, if you choose to walk down the path that we speak, the social media path, at least, you got to kind of open your world to the world, and that's not for everybody. Like,
mm,
if you can't, let me say this very bluntly for anybody who's listening that's thinking about this. If you don't have thick skin, if you cannot be attacked, this is not the place for you to be. You will be attacked. It don't matter how rad and awesome and kind and integral you are. You will be attacked, and your throat will be ripped out by people in your comments. It does not matter how awesome you are. You will be attacked. So if you can't handle that, if you have weak skin, it ain't for you, dude.
no.
Period.
And they'll find reasons to
Yeah,
attack you.
right.
Like literally, I know I'm getting tan shamed because I'm tan because I sit out by the pool and whatever. Like, and I get tan shamed, right? Oh, earlier somebody said to one of my selfie posts that he's like, this guy's probably like 5'6". I'm like, flip flip those numbers, homeboy.
Man,
He's like, these little guys always look jacked. I was like, yeah, flip those numbers, big little
I'm
guy.
actually curious. I'm actually curious. This is a good question, actually, right here. How do you handle that? How do you handle
Um,
you getting ripped to pieces by some dickhead in the stands? But because we are humans, and I can say most of the time it doesn't get to me, but I am human, and sometimes it does. What do you do in the times that it does?
oh, fuck. Okay, so Facebook's always more toxic, and Facebook usually, even if people are private, there you can still get something out of it. Lately, because everybody that talks shit is usually light speed ugly, meaning that
Yeah,
you can tell that they're ugly,
they're
even if you're
unhappy,
well,
right?
you can tell that they're ugly even by traveling at light speed. You'd be able to tell. Be like, if you were moving that fast and you saw them, you'd be like,
Right.
oh, that's an ugly dude. So lately, when somebody, because everybody shoots at something about my appearance, right? Always look at all those stupid tattoos, look at his whatever, like, it's always my appearance. So I will screenshot their photo that where they look like a complete idiot, and then I will put it back in the comments, and I'll just say, "Is this you, bro?" And then all the comments below that will be just laughing because the dude talking shit looks like a complete idiot.
Ugh.
So that's one of my moves, and that's one of the ones that I'm like just a little salty, and I don't care what
Yeah,
they say. I don't
yeah,
care at
yeah,
all.
yeah,
But it's funny when people throw shade and they're like hideous looking, like weirdos, like it is what it is. Or like super douche, like just super douchey. It's always hilarious. So then I'll just take a snapshot. I'm like, is this you?
yeah,
And then people will laugh and they'll be like, "Oh, dude, you just got roasted." And then so that's sometimes. Most of the time I completely ignore it because it's like I
yeah,
get a ton of it.
yeah.
Um,
I know.
but yeah, I honestly I just kind of let it ride and I don't really touch it or think about it. There are certain things that I do block delete. So there's a guy out there who's about a foot shorter than me, but I get compared to him pretty often. And when his name gets brought up, like, oh, this dude is like Make a Wish, blah blah blah, and I'll be like, okay, first of all, I don't want his name on my paid advertising. Right. So when I see that, I will delete those and block those because I don't want that name on. I'm not paying for advertising to have that dude's name put on it. Right. And so it's not that I take any threat or anything against it. It's just that I'm not going to. First of all, the guy is a complete joke, and he's going back to prison soon, anyways. But I just don't want my ad space bogged down with that negativity of like that type of person,
I get it.
right? And I certainly don't want to be compared to or in that same field as him because like you stay away from that dude. He's a terrible person and obviously has a terrible reputation. So that's one thing one area that I do draw the line. Otherwise, have at it. Make fun of me all you want. I could give a fuck.
Yeah, you light the algorithm on fire.
Yeah. But like I said, if I'm taking a shit and I just have like a couple seconds to like be like, who's this guy? That's saying something. And I look at their profile and it's like, oh boy, this guy deserves to get roasted. Then
Yeah.
I'll just screenshot his profile picture and I'll reply to the comment with his profile picture and just go, is this you, bro?
Is you Henry?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I'm pretty good at that. I've
Oh,
always
one more thing. I have done this a number of times. When someone talks shit, I'll reply to the comment, bro, stop DMing me. And they'll be like, what? I didn't DM you. And I'll go, dude, that's inappropriate, man. You got to stop DMing me. I'm
no
not about
stop.
that life.
Mind fuck.
Yeah, yeah. And they're
Yeah,
like, what? I'm not. And then they'll freak out. They're like, I'm not DMing you. What are you talking about? And then they'll end up just deleting the comments and blocking me.
and no look past, dude.
Yeah. I'll be like,
Good one.
I'm not into that kind of lifestyle, man. Like, you got to stop DMing me.
It's funny though, but yeah, I mean, if you can't handle that type of stuff on a freaking daily, this is
Oh, yeah.
not the career for you, my friends, because you are
No.
attacked and attacked. I mean, in 2026 for the first time, I kind of started deleting a lot of people just because I don't care about followers. I'm not so just like you in the beginning of this whole journey of social media and it becoming a career, blah blah blah, where I had to be so focused on what I posted and it generated income in different ways. So I had to be so what I posted, blah, blah, blah. So now I don't need followers to do what I do. And I'm always shadow bound anyway because of social media stuff. Yeah, I don't want negative. I don't like negative. I just don't want negative around me. I like try really hard to be positive. You know that. Like I want to talk positive. I want to see people lifting people up, man. Like I
Yeah.
have, you and I have talked about it so much, but like I want so badly in this part of my life, this season, to just be around people that are good people, who are kind people, who lift other people up. If somebody needs help, they are the type of people that say yes, and like, if you're the dude sitting in the stands talking shit, that's cool for you, man. Like you and I aren't gonna hang out, man. I'll delete your ass. And now I've been blessed to have a team of people, which is crazy that I can say I have a team that works, the social media DMs and comments and stuff like that. And that's kind of the stuff, guys, that they're listening when you when you can build a brand, as we're talking about. It leaves you, and you're not just you, and you're not running all your social media and answering all your DMs and answering all your comments like in the beginning you do. I worked 17-hour days for over a year, like 7 days a week, never took a day off. In Hawaii, I was working just as much, and I paid my freaking dues, but now I have a team and I go, hey man, do this for me real quick. Or the girl comes up and sets up the camera for me because I have a team that does that. It's pretty freaking cool, but we worked for it.
Yeah.
We worked for
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to
100%.
ask you, so branding in regards to one of my tricks that has worked really well for me, and I don't remember if it was even methodical to the degree where I thought through it or if it just kind of landed and I found it worked. So I took the ball and ran with it. But, I'm so known for my one-liners. Like, man, I cultivate the hell out of that. And it has worked so well for me. Like, that's all I got. Or when I start every video, like, what's up, my friends? Now I'm walking down the street all the time and people say that stuff to me. Like, that's branding. People don't get it. It's like the way that I explain it to people that are trying to make it do, you gotta stand out. You've heard me say this, Justin, and I love this saying, which is, if you want to get in the rooms with the right men, you better have a damn good knock, meaning be different. You can't knock
Hmm.
like everybody. You can't look like everybody. You can't say the same shit that everybody says. That's boring. How do you stand out? I don't know. I can't answer that for you. Here's how I did it. That's all I got. I still to this day end every post on it. And now when people see me walking around, they go, well, that's all I got. And I'm on planes and people are like, that's all I got. That's branding. That's
Hmm.
branding, man. Like it's a
Yeah.
song you hate, but if you play it over and over and over and over and over and over and over, all of a sudden you like the song. You branded it. You did well because now all of a sudden, like they say your shit. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's branding.
Yeah, totally. So people love familiarity, right? And people love something that like registers to them, whether it's like
Here's what I'm gonna get.
a jingle or a catchphrase or whatever. Like it's been that way since the dawn of advertising. Um, the other thing is story, right? Like so I've heard a saying that goes, offers tell, stories sell. And that's a fact. Everybody knows the story of Apple, right? Everybody knows like Jared's story at Subway before he started touching kids, right? Like everybody knows these like massive brand, stories. And so your story is what really sells. Your story is
Hell
one of your
yeah.
biggest connecting
Hell
pieces. So
yeah.
between like the story, between like, the familiarity, another big thing is like series style content and like stuff that's like, I had one guy that was like about to turn 50 and he was like, I'm going to do the pull your age challenge. And he was like, every day I'm going to work my way up to doing 50 consecutive pull-ups. Like, holy fuck, I'm 50 years old. And so he did like a where he'd be like, I turned 50 January 15th, let's just say, I don't know his actual birthday. And he was like, and then it was, maybe he started it in like, let's just say March. Okay. So he's like day 200 or day 150 of pull your age challenge. And then he would go and then as he was like doing his pull-ups, he would talk about something with men's mental health and it was really cool. So then like every day you expected, that to be like, hey, day whatever pull your age challenge, and here's the thing about, male suicide or whatever, whatever he's talking about. And it was really interesting how he did that. People love series. They like
Yep.
to feel
Know
like
what
they're
they're getting.
tuning into something. Exactly.
They
And
like
so social media.
redundancy. When they see you, they want to know what they're getting. Like you and I have talked about this, so Justin knows this, but if you're listening and you don't know, or you're stumbling on it and you're not even following me, man, one of the things, the most simplest thing that put me on the map is every night at dinner, I take my damn shirt off. I show you what I'm eating. It's a steak and eggs because I'm a carnivore. It's the same shit every freaking night. I say almost verbatim the same stuff. I got so sick of it like a year ago, but it worked. People wanted it. And when I stopped doing it, people were like, what are you doing? You don't post your food anymore, And it's like high fat, high protein, gets you ripped. There's another one, right?
Yep.
And it's
You
the
want to know something?
branding. They want to
I
see it.
actually, I literally told that story to one of your followers today on the phone driving back from the gym. Because
High
he
fat,
he
high
follows
protein,
he
gets you
follow
ripped.
he follows you, and he was talking, and your name got brought up, and he was asking about like content and stuff like that. And I go, okay, well, every day you can expect to see JD's like pubes hanging out of his board shorts, and you can always expect him to be like, hey, what's up, my friends, and talking about here's what
That's
I'm
it.
eating.
That's it.
I go every day, and he's like, yeah, you're right. And I was like, I go, you see, you understand like what I'm saying, right? Like that you think he wants to do that every day? He's like, no, probably not.
Dude,
I was like, no,
you
but
just said it, bro. Do you think I want to do that? I've been doing it for like a year and a half. No,
yeah,
I don't. But that's
I
what
go,
they want.
yeah, and then I was like, and I wish I had his lower abdomen section like that. I was like, but I go every day. You can expect to see
Justin,
JD shirt
I'm
off.
in Vegas. I'm in Vegas a few months back. I don't even remember, like a few months back. And like, dude, I'm walking in Vegas and some dude's yelling my name and he's like, high fat, high protein, get you ripped, right? And I'm like looking, I'm like, what's going on, man? I love meeting people. Like he's like freaking from England, dude. He's been following my YouTube channel. He's like, I love when you say that. High fat, high protein, get you ripped. He kept saying it. I'm like, this is insane. Like, what? He's in
Yep.
England. That's it,
And
man.
that's just it, and it works. And here's the thing, you guys listening to this, like we are telling you that it works. It
Roadmap.
works. There's no
Roadmap.
question. We just laid it out for you. This is very valuable stuff. The thing is that most people are going to listen to this. They're going to listen to the advice because they're advice collectors, and then they're never going to do it. What I would challenge you guys to do is actually do it. Like
Hell yeah.
actually pick out like what in your life is something you're passionate about. What is your purpose? And what is your purpose? Your purpose is something that you're good at that you can use to help other people,
Yeah.
right? So take that purpose and start creating around that purpose, and how you can help others, and actually help others and show up authentic and actually give a fuck. And you can do what we do. You really can.
You can. I'm telling you, you can. I never even sought this. I never tried to do this. And then you know what's the rad part? Everything evolves. We don't stay doing the first thing. I did JD Fit when it started. I was selling diet plans. Now I own a multi-million dollar peptide company. And like, I'm telling you straightforward, and Justin knows me, I will have a Warrior Maker product in every freaking household. It's going to be like Sriracha. He knows I'm driven. I'm telling you, Warrior Makers is going to be a household name. Why? Because I can freaking do it. I'm going to do
Mhm.
it. We're doing
Well, and even
protein.
think about this. And I'll just close on this. And you guys are doing fucking awesome, and I watch it happen. And obviously, I'm starting my stuff out with me and Christina doing the same thing. But we get to do whatever the fuck we want, dude. We just started a men's grooming line. When did you ever think that we
Love
would
it,
own a,
bro.
like
I love
we and
being
why
with my
and why?
friends,
Because
man.
we
Yeah.
can. And because we put in the work, we actually did what we are telling you guys to do over and over and over again, and now we can do that. You will be a household name, there's no question, right? It's insane. Like obviously, I talk to tons of people a day. Like it's insane how many people I talk to a day, and a ton of them, they watch us, and they watch this podcast, or they see that we're doing stuff together, and it's like, again, you have two guys that are telling you we didn't know what we were doing. We're not savants, we're not that cool. Like we just showed up, and we continue to show up, and
Consistent
that's just it.
over and over. And you know where we met? We met at the damn gym.
That's it.
We met at the gym and like we're like brothers that day, bro. That's the
Yeah.
best story. Those are the best friendships, man. Well, I love you, buddy. That was great. I always enjoy this. Listen, I'm gonna be flying up there next week. I'll make that happen sometime. We'll figure out the day. But
Okay.
yeah, take us out, Justin.
All right. Guys, if you like what you heard, make sure you click subscribe. Make sure you like, comment, do all of that good stuff if you're watching this on YouTube. And we'll catch you next time on the Sick Boys podcast. We're out.
Yeah, baby. That was good stuff.